Hey, have you ever heard people touting dividends as if they were the best things ever in your retirement? Things like live off dividends forever, retire early with passive income. Sounds perfect, right? I mean, hey, just kick back, margarita in hand, watch the checks roll in. But let's hit pause on the dream for a second, because while dividend investing can be powerful, relying on it alone in retirement, that's where the fantasy starts to fall apart. My name is Keith Wilson, a financial advisor helping folks just like you sort out their retirement and investing strategies. And today, I want to break it down. The truth about dividend investing, the good, the bad, and what Warren Buffett thinks about it. So let's get into it. You know what? Let's start with what dividends do well. They generate predictable income. So when markets are down, you don't have to sell your investments just to cover groceries or utilities. And it feels like, you're getting a paycheck even in retirement. Now that peace of mind, it's huge, I get it. And some companies have been paying and increasing dividends for over 50 years. We call them the dividend kings. Think stocks like Johnson & Johnson, Procter & Gamble, Coca-Cola. Now, speaking of Coca-Cola, it happens to be one of Warren Buffett's favorite holdings. He loves the consistency, loves the brand, loves the dividends, but here's the twist. Buffett doesn't pay a dividend at Berkshire Hathaway, his own company. Why? Because he believes in reinvesting profits for more growth, not distributing them. He once said, the decision to retain earnings rather than pay them out, that can be the most important decision management makes. Translation, dividends are great when the company has nothing better to do with the money. But if they can grow it wisely, hey, let them. Oh, by the way, this is in no way a recommendation of those stocks that I mentioned. I'm just giving you this as an example. But now here's the hard truth. If you want to live off of dividends alone, you'll need a pretty hefty nest egg. So let's say you want $100,000 a year in income and your portfolio yields 3%, which is reasonable. You'd need over $3 million invested. Well, really $3.3 million to be exact. So unless you've got that cash on hand laying around, you'll probably need to combine, dividends with other strategies. And don't forget, dividends are not guaranteed. Even solid companies can cut them. For example, in 2020, during the pandemic, airlines, oil companies, retailers, many slashed their payouts just to stay afloat. Then there's the danger of chasing high yields, because you can see some stocks paying 10, 12, even 20% yield and think, hey, this is it. But those big yields, they often signal big trouble. Super high dividends could mean higher risk, high chance of loss. When something pays that much, the market's probably telling you there's a problem. Okay, so a good rule of thumb is this. Consider sticking with dividend yields in the 3 to 5% range. Lower than that, you might need to sell some shares, every now and then. Higher than that, you're probably taking on risk you don't want in retirement. So what's another approach to consider? Picture your retirement portfolio like a pyramid. Now at the base, you've got stable dividend payers, the blue chip stocks, those rock solid names. Next, layer up moderate growth, ETFs, index funds, and dividend growth stocks. Then some long-term growth plays, maybe tech stocks that don't pay dividends but have really a lot of room to grow. And finally at the top, cash and short-term bonds. That's your sleep at night type of money. The kind of money you can tap in any market, anytime. Look, Warren Buffett doesn't build his strategy on income alone. He builds it on flexibility. And that's exactly what your retirement needs. Even the best dividend plan, hey, it needs backups because tax rules change. Your spending may shift. And yes, dividends can disappear. So make your plan adaptable. And it's okay to spend some principal. That's not a failure. It's just, what I would consider smart math. Another thing is rebalance your portfolio. Keep some cash on hand and don't anchor your entire retirement on one single income stream. So, can you live off of dividends alone? Maybe. If you've saved enough, if you've got the right yield, and if you're okay with some trade-offs. It can work, but for most people, a possible better move is a blended strategy. Dividends, growth, liquidity. That could be the real key to a somewhat confident, flexible retirement. Hey, hope you found this helpful and valuable, and if so, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more real world financial planning content. No hype, nothing like that, just honesty. Hey, I thank you for watching. My name's Keith Wilson. I'll see you in the next one. If you like what you're seeing so far, check out this next video. Subscribe to the channel. Lord willing, we'll see you next time.